Hey, brother. Hello, sister. Hello, everybody. Lloyd in a Day here, and I'm finally back to streaming. Hopefully, normally. Knock on wood. And we are picking up with Professor Layton in the Unwound Future. Where we last left off, we apparently traveled 5 years into the future, and the first 5 puzzles kicked my ass. Well, most of them kicked my ass. So we'll see what kind of other puzzles will tickle our brain cells. I hope everyone's been well, whether you've been in the Discord or not. I do hope that you guys have been well for like the 2 weeks I'd say I was gone. I did try streaming, not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, but then different things happened, so that wasn't it. So yeah, I'm going to say 2 weeks. So with that, let's pick up where we left off. I missed this so much. Our story so far. Layton and Luke remain mystified by the local citizenry's terrified reactions to the professor's hat. I forgot about that. Everyone's spooked of Layton's giant hat. While working their way through town, the pair receives a second letter from Luke of the future. Following the instructions in the letter, the pair heads to a hospital located on Auckland Lane. Also, the sound is hella low. There we go. I hope the sound quality is good for the rest of you. Yeah, I think the other previous games gave recaps too. Alright, we gotta pass through the arcade. Oh, young man, may I have a moment? Are you talking to me? I am indeed. Luke, was it? It sure is. What can I do for you? Oh, it's nothing terribly important. It's just been a while since we had a youngster like yourself here. That's why I thought I'd welcome you with a gift. A present for me? That's right. From what I hear, these are all the rage with the local children. Oh, it's one of those toy cars. Do you have one too, Becky? Me? Nah, I'm not into kiddie toys like that. Oh, I mean, not that there's anything the matter with having interest in toys. Actually, that car is the perfect toy for a boy your age, so have fun with it. Sure, I'll try it anyhow. Don't look so glum, Luke. Collecting miniature cars is a perfectly respectable hobby for a gentleman. Yeah, I guess the professor's got a point there. See, I told you. The toy car minigame has been added to the trunk. You got a new course for the toy car. Daily Stroll. Let's see. You received the latest and greatest in toy cars from the hotel manager, Margaret. The toy car minigame has been added to the trunk. Use your wits to plot your car through a number of twisty, obstacle-laden tracks. Not right now. But interesting, we got a new car. Wait a minute. Did you just repeat? I talked to you before, right? Yeah, I talked to you before. Okay. We need to go left. So what is to the right? Aw, it won't let me. If we wish to pass through the arcade on the way to the station, we need to go the other way. No wandering around for you. God damn it. Hi there, you're Max, right?
Ding, ding, ding. That's correct. I know my name.
Becky told us who you were.
Bzz. Invalid answer. So bossy Becky sent you. You must be staying at her hotel.
Oh no, I'm having flashbacks to the stock car minigame on 3DS Meat Plaza. I never played that. I don't think I've ever played any of the Meat Plaza games. I think I wanted the fishing one. Ding. Yes, we are. Tell me, is that the arcade back through the arch? And does the arcade lead to the station?
Ding, ding, ding. Yup, that's the arcade. If you walk all the way through, you'll hit a big street. That street is called Flatstone Street. The subway station on the north edge of Flatstone Street.
Thank you very much, Bookworm. He was literally at the other map. How the hell did he teleport over here?
What do you think you're looking at, shorty?
Oh, hello, sir. Didn't we just see you out in front of the hotel? Thank you, Luke!
What hotel? I've been posted here all day. Not that it's any of your business. I'd sneak off if I could, but if Bostro found out, he'd have my head.
Yikes. I guess I thought you were someone else. Having a good day?
Not so fast, kid. You're the one who wanted to talk, so no running out on me. Sitting around all day hasn't exactly been a thrill ride. Let me bounce a puzzle off you. Bunk.
Number 16. What day? God! Dang it! It's one of these. What day is it, too? If 7 days after 70 days ago was a Sunday, 7 days before 70 days from today is what day of the week? Come on! I was away for streaming for 2 weeks, and the game's first puzzle is something of this caliber! Alright, time to memo. If 7 days after 70 days ago was a Sunday, 7 days before 70 days from today is what day of the week? And it's only 20 pick rats. This can't be too hard. 7 days after 70 days. That would make it precisely... No, wait, it wouldn't work that way. I was going to say, what, 10 weeks? Alright, there's 7 days a week. And 10 weeks would be 70 days. So, going by that logic, wouldn't this mean it would still be Sunday? I think it's still Sunday.
How about this?
Woo! Correct!
No puzzle can stop
Suck on it!
King's Apprentice.
That's it! Sunday is correct. 1 week is 7 days. So if you're ever asked what day was X days ago, or what day is X days from today, as long as X is divisible by 7, the answer will always be the same day as today.
Ah, you solved it already. Great. Now what am I supposed to do to keep from nodding off on the job?
Let's see what we can see. Actually, you know what? Let me go back out. I want to see about coins. Hey! That's 1. Come on. Don't hold out on me. There's 1 there in the bush. I don't want to go to the restaurant! Oh, come on. There's got to at least be a second one. Maybe there's only 1. Dang. Alright. So maybe there's only 1. What about in here? And what an impressive moustache this man has. So proud and adamant. Hey, there's 1. Come on, don't hold out on me. Come on! Is this another place that only has 1? Oh well, talk to you.
Sorry to disappoint, friend, but we're not open yet. Did you see the sandwich board out front? It should have said as much.
The signs seem to indicate that you are open. It's no trouble, though.
That Max is such a space cadet. I can't tell you how many times I've told that boy to change the sign on his way out. Sorry for the inconvenience. Would you like to have a seat and wait? We'll be ready before too long.
Ah, in that case, we'll have to come back later. We're in a bit of a rush right now, you see.
Just as well, really. I've got a mess on my hands that needs my attention right now.
What seems to be the problem?
It's the door to the back entrance. Wife set a new code to lock when she went out. She left me a note explaining the code, but I can't figure out what she's trying to tell me.
That is quite the predicament. It looks like it must be displaced under that stash. The messy note. Oh! How do I pronounce this? Nizasek? Thank you so much for the follow. It seems you need to enter a number to open the door. The only clue you have is a hastily written note from a woman known for her poor handwriting. So what's the number? Oh, wait. Don't they usually say those that have a messy handwriting are more artistic than other people? And Marshall, thank you so much for the follow as well. Oh, you can call me Nix or Nixie. Thank you. And thank you so much for the hydrate. I hope you two are doing well. We just started Layton stream tonight. RHB, but obviously that's not it. But the note also looks folded. I miss Professor Layton. They're coming out with a new Layton, though. I cannot wait for that Switch one. So yeah, we now need to figure out what number this is. Aw, thank you. Love the Spiel. Enjoy the Spiel emotes, too. Alright, to me, this here looks like a 3. This looks like a 4. But what's this? This is the one that's confusing me. Ah, my eye. Hold on, I got something in my eye. Ugh. Okay. So what number can this represent? Let me do an outline. Because weirdly enough, it looks like it's in the shape of an R. So what number could this be? How to show love under your recommendation. Ah, thank you. Hastily written note from a woman known for her poor handwriting. Wait a minute. Wait. Erase this part. It kind of looks like a 2. Two, 4, 3? Two, 4, 3.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
No, that's not it.
I was sure my logic
You'll be
was
fine
sound.
once you see what the note's getting at. But until then... What the hell kind of clue is that? I still think this is a 4, though. I have a hint if you want. Go ahead, Jet. Lay it on me. Because I'm also wondering, what the heck are these two lines out here? And why is this one so far out? What if I fold this down? Start your interpretation from the right end. Okay? If I were to fold this down, this would actually be... Wait. No. Am I looking at this the wrong way? Remember, you're dealing with numbers. If I flip this around, this would actually be a 9. Oh, I gotta try and tilt my head back or something. I think no matter what, this is gonna have to be a 4. So what would this one be? Oh, I'm gonna get a neck cramp. Because it looks like a weird D if I have my head tilted like this. Okay, I definitely say it's not going to be a 9, an 8, or a 7 so far. Is it a 6? Yeah, Jet, please, feel free to go into more detail. Oof. I cannot do that for long. Look again at the two lines on the right end. What could it mean? Yeah, these. What are these? Is this supposed to be like an equal sign? Equals 9, 4. Oh, it's going from this side to this side. Nine, 4. But I'm getting confused with this here. What the hell number could it be? Can it still be a 2? Oh, when I said right to left, I was just trying to get you to focus on the equals. And Lady Diggy thinks she knows. What do you have to say, lady? Unfortunately, I tried that already. 243. Unfortunately, this can't be a 3 then, because it would be backwards. So I'm still saying... You know what? I'm going to try 942.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Ugh!
I was sure my logic was sound.
Well, when in doubt, cheat! The heck?
That should do the trick.
What?
Well, that's settled.
And both of you are correct. Oh, 1, 2, 1, minus 1, 1, 3. Son of a... I thought... Okay, I'm sorry, but I thought these folds on the paper meant something, like the ink was running, and the poor handwriting would become... Oh...
Ooh, thanks to you, I can finally get to cooking. Come back later and your tab's on the house.
We got a banana sticker. Who has a passcode that's just 8? Dupree.
Say, did you two see that no good Nick skulking around here earlier?
Yes, why do you ask?
Just thought I'd give you a word of advice. His entire gang is bad news. They call themselves the Family, and they monitor everything people get up to around these parts.
Who are you talking about exactly?
I'm sure you've seen them. They all dress the same, but with the long black coats and black hats. Oh, and don't even try to be a hero. Brave will only get you in the worst kind of trouble.
But why don't the police do something about them?
Police? Now, there's a word I haven't heard in a while. I haven't seen police on these streets for years. Nowadays, it seems like the Family makes the law.
How terrible.
You're telling me. Why, oops, here comes one of the goons now. Try not to stare.
Sir, would you mind if I had a look at that paper you're holding?
Well, I'm kind of busy hiding behind it right now. But sure, knock yourself out.
No, that can't be. Professor, look at the date on this paper.
Hey, no need to act so shocked. It's just a newspaper. Anyway, I've got places to be. Can I have my paper back?
Oh, yes, of course. Thanks. I didn't misread the date on that paper, did I? I don't think so, Luke. It was dated 10 years in the future. Oh, we're 10 years in the future. So maybe the reason why nothing looks familiar is because we're in a London 10 years from our own? Perhaps, though I think the matter deserves more investigation. Whoever wrote that last letter assured us that we'd find proof of our time travel at Green Hospital. Let's make our way over there without further delay. Solved! London warped! The strange and unfamiliar streets are revealed to belong to a future London, existing 10 years after Professor Layton and Luke's time.
I see a banana. And this banana is a puzzle.
Some little bug dropped a banana peel over here. How disgusting! Oh, what dreadfully uncouth behavior. Luke, do the gentlemanly thing and pick it up, would you?
And you can't do it, Professor?
You got it, Professor. Oh, and while you're doing that, here's a puzzle to make the chore go by faster.
Okay. Slippery Trip 1.
Look, the little tiny Layton!
Make your way from the start to the goal, but be wary of banana peels. Whenever you step on one, you'll slide while it's stopping until you hit a wall. Can you find a way through these slippery streets? Tap the red arrows to move. Alright, slide down here. Slide this way. Go up, go up. Oh, you know what? I think it'd be better if I work backwards. Or maybe a little bit of trial and error will help. Got it! I think I got it. Yes! No banana peel can stop me. I am Wiener.
Solved. Phew, that's a relief.
Sweet. Most people have seen banana peels used in cartoons for slippery comedic effect. But if you've actually stepped on a banana peel, you know it's no joke. So be sure to always dispose of your banana peels properly. You wouldn't want to cause somebody to peel out. Unfortunately for you, I will never be holding a banana peel because I hate bananas.
There, all cleaned up. That's one less banana peel cluttering the streets of London.
Well done. Your thoughtfulness may have just saved someone from taking a nasty spill. Let's see. Coins? Yes, 1. 2. And I think that's it.
This must be the big street that Max was talking about. Right? Flatstone Street?
Excellent. If we continue north, the station should be on the right-hand side of the street.
Then we're almost there. Let's keep moving, Professor. Hey, is it just me or is that man on the corner shaking?
This guy. We saw this guy when I first streamed this.
What do you want? Please don't hurt me. What's that? The station? Oh, it's just down the street. Don't get any closer. Just leave me alone. Yeah.
Oh, there's gotta be a coin here somewhere. Hey, there we go. 1. Don't tell me with a scenery like this there's only 1. Maybe there is only 1. I have to stop assuming that every map is going to have 3 coins. Oh well. Can we go left? You know how I wanted to try going this way earlier in the stream? Why couldn't we just go that way instead of going the long way around?
Hey, look, there's that family goon we saw earlier.
He's certainly dressed similarly, but I do believe that's a different fellow.
Aha! Say, Professor, isn't that the logo of the Underground Railway? Indeed it is. It took longer than expected, but we finally arrived at the station. The family. Similarly dressed shady characters lurk on every street corner in future London. What are they up to? Let's introduce ourselves!
If you don't want things to get messy, you better stop giving me the eye, kid.
Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't mean to stare. Okay, we got a coin. Is there a possibility of maybe a puzzle? We got another coin. We got a third coin! Fudge this area! We'll need to buy tickets to ride this subway. Do you think you could handle that, Luke? Sure thing, Professor. Okay. Why do I have to do it? It looks like I have to select this destination. Where's the button for the Auckland Lane station?
You are here! You want here.
Auckland Lane, conventionally located in front of Green Hospital.
Nice. Also nice. Triple nice!
Well, that was easy. Look, Professor, we're just a few steps away from the hospital. Wonderful. Let's head over.
Come on. Feed me some more coins, baby. I am totally ready.
Mouth agape.
Nothing. Hi.
Hello there. Good day, madam. You are a madam, right? Would you mind helping us with something? I think you need more help. Oh my god.
Oh, it made a noise. Okay, I have to do that when I get out.
Sure, I've got nothing better to do today. This place is dead. We're here to investigate someone in your care. Can you point us toward room 312? Room 312, huh? Let's see. Dr. Andrew Schrader. Sure.
What?
I'm sorry, but did you just say Andrew Schrader? Mind your volume, sir. You are in a hospital, after all. So, are you two relatives of Dr. Schrader? No, actually, I'm a former student of his. And your little friend there? He's, well... Dr. Schrader's a pupil's apprentice. Oh, old 312 is quite the fan club, doesn't he? Anyway, you can see him if you like, but I'm going to need you to fill out some paperwork first. What kind of paperwork? Oh, it's just some hospital policy. Don't worry, though, it's only one question. Making the rounds. A doctor needs to visit 9 different hospital rooms. After studying the room numbers, she notices that she can visit all the rooms in one round. In order to do so, she must go into a room that has at least one shared digit with the room she's currently in. Using this method, which room will she visit 5th? Alright, so if I start at like 33, for example, I need to go into a room that has a 3 in it. So it'd be like 33 to 38. Then 38 to 63. 63 to 65. 65 to 54. 54... Oh, there was an 8. 54 to 49. 9 to 29. Which then I hit a wall. Alright, so 33, 33, 38. Then to 18. Then 71. I automatically hit a wall because there's no other 7. So, since there is no other 7, is 71. Okay, 71 to 18. 18 to 38. 38 to 33? 33 to 63. 63 to 65, 65 to 54, 54 to 49, 49 to 29. Got it! Alright, so that's the first one, that's the second one, that's the third one, that's the fourth one, that's the fifth one. Because then it goes to 65, 54, 49, and 29. So 63 is the one that will be the fifth. That one.
That should do the trick. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Correct! Room 63 is the fifth room she will visit using this unique method. The 2 and 7 can only be used once. The rest of the digits can be used at least twice. So the order of her round will be shown above. Whether she starts from room 29 or 71, the fifth room visit will always be 63. And look at this guy's big old tummy. Thank you very much. You can visit Dr. Schrader now. His room's on the 3rd floor. Just take those stairs over there. We got a dead tree sticker. Great. Now, of course you said to hit the bush. Oh! Holy crap, you're right! Oh, is this a hidden puzzle? Puzzle number 146. Holy crap. Birds on a wire. Hey there, I'm trying to shoo the birds away from these power lines. Each time I clap my hands, half of them fly away, but one comes back. This pattern never fails. Even if I stand here clapping my hands all day, the number of birds always ends up right back where it started. So how many birds were there on the power lines to start with? Oh, this is a crappy question, and why is it only 15 pickerats? Oh. Each time I clap my hands, half of them fly away, but one comes back. It's up right back where it started. So, at the end, this would mean... Hold on, let me just do this. And would have to be 2. Because if there's 2 birds, and she claps her hands, half of them leave, and then one bird comes back, which means one bird leaves, but then the same bird comes back. So she's going to always end up with 2. Wait, did I just solve it? Holy crap! There's 2 birds.
This one's as good as solved.
That was
I
unexpected.
knew it!
Tweet, tweet. 2 birds is correct. Half of 2 is 1, so one bird flies away and then comes right back. So the number of birds always ends up being 2. And this puzzle using half to refer to one bird is potentially quite misleading. Be sure to choose your words carefully if you're explaining something simple. Unless there's some other trick here. It's being 15. Okay, that's why it's 15 picker. Okay, I get it. So it was wordplay. Done and done. Alright, now we go back in the hospital. And see Schrader. As soon as I start clicking on stuff. Like that. Two. 3. Yep, we're done with this room. Let's go. Strange. No one's in here. Perhaps the receptionist gave us the wrong... You are a hairy fellow.
Who's that? Oh, it's you, Herschel. And little Luke.
Andrew?
Why the quizzical look, Herschel? Have I got food in my beard again? Oh, don't mind that, my boy. Sit down, sit down. You know, I've been hearing some very unsavory rumors about you recently, but I don't believe a single one of them.
What sort of unsavory rumors?
What sort, you ask? The ones about the hoogie was it? The thingamawizard? Drat.
Thingamawizard is a very good word. I think I might want to try using that every now and again.
I seem to have forgotten them completely. Well, never mind all that then.
Well, before I talk to you and find out about your health, I'm inspecting your room for coins. And hidden puzzles. Have a look at this x-ray. Do you think it's of Dr. Schrader? I believe so, but there's something odd about it. Have a look here, Luke. It's a puzzle. X-ray vision. When the doctor showed me my x-ray, he said that he found the scissors they lost last week during my operation. Look, see that shape? Can you believe that? That's freaking malpractice right there. I wouldn't worry about those scissors. This is what you should really be concerned about. What was Professor Layton referring to when he said this? Considering there's a mouse in your x-ray and a needle... What is concerning about this x-ray? Alright, this is 25 pick rats. Wow, violating his medical info for a puzzle. What's this little white thing here? Here's the shoulder blades. These have to be red herrings here. There's got to be something with the actual x-ray photo. Like maybe there's a rib broken somewhere? This thing here is still bugging me. I wouldn't worry about those scissors. This is what you should really be concerned about. Huh. You know what? I'm gonna circle this. I don't know what the hell that is.
That should do the trick.
And that was it.
Well, that's settled.
What the hell is that? Good eye. There's a mysterious white mark in the bottom of the patient's stomach. Perhaps he swallowed a coin or something by mistake. When x-rays aren't able to pass through something solid, the object will appear as a white shadow. The black objects in the x-ray are probably the result of a practical joke. Someone must have superimposed those images on the doctor's x-ray after it was taken. Sounds like a HIPAA violation. That's not funny at all. Who would try to play a prank like that on poor Dr. Schrader? Oh, let's not jump to any conclusions, Luke. The doctor is quite the prankster himself. It's entirely possible that he faked this whole x-ray and placed it here to surprise his visitors. If that's the case, he sure got me good. I was really worried for a moment there. You would terrify every family that went to go check on a loved one. Don't do that! It's been a while, hasn't it, Andrew?
Yes, it has. I trust you're still spending the majority of your waking hours doing research.
What can I say? I learned from the best. Have an office to work out of hasn't made it easier, though.
You got your own office? Oh, what am I saying? You've had one for some time, haven't you? And you deserve it. I've seen my share of scholars, but you were the brightest ever to set foot in my classroom. naturally. Whoops! With all this excitement, I nearly forgot to take my medicine. Silly me. I've got the bottle right here. The dosage for this prescription is quite tricky. Luke, be a good boy and help me figure out how much of this I need to drink. Like, I am surrounded by doctors, but I'm asking a small boy to help me with my medicine.
Medicine time! Dr. Schrader needs to drink 1/5 of this bottle of medicine per day over a period of 5 days. Unfortunately, the bottle isn't marked, so there's no way of telling the dosage from it. Now it's time to take the second dose. The medicine in the bottle has been reduced, as shown in the diagram. Where should he stop drinking today? Ooh. Slide the stylus from one point to another, draw a line. Oh, this is odd. Because its cork is up here, but when you turn it to its side, that's when you know that you've drinking 1/5 of it. How would you know? Oh, you remember this puzzle, Quartzy. Is it something that's kind of on the obvious side? Okay, can't draw any more lines. So I'm stuck with either line here, 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 or here. I don't remember the answer, but I think I remember it being pretty tough. And Jet sees one possibility. Can that be done? But that would be way too much still. That is something you can do. That is interesting, though, because I can't do anything else. I think you need to think outside the box a bit. Oh, I can connect there, too. That would be too much, right? And Jet, you think you got it? Can it be this? Because this little section here can fit in here. And that would be 1/5.
This one's as good as solved.
Woohoo!
I knew it!
That's right. You can turn the bottle left or right and it will still work. Looking at the diagram, you can see that a diagonal line like the one shown divides the long rectangle into two. Since the rectangle makes up 2/5 of the medicine, having it creates just the right amount. Nice job, Jet. I think we both figured it out at the same time.
You've taught this boy well, Herschel. It's clear you've passed down some of my smarts. Yes, as I was saying, you always were the brightest, though I had another pupil who came close. That boy was something of a whiz himself. I wonder whatever became of him.
You still need to give us more info.
Well, Andrew, it's been wonderful seeing you, but it's growing late. We ought to be on our way.
Ah, busy as always, I see. Do drop by again when you have the time, won't you? Oh, but before you go, I have something of yours I should return. I've been looking after her for some time now, you see.
Keys.
I won't be needing her anymore, so you can take her away. The old dear's parked around back.
I see. Thank you.
It was a pleasant surprise to see you today, Herschel. I know you're in a bit of a hurry, so take those keys to the rear of the building.
Will do. I have a hunch I know what it is. Yep. It's the Leighton Mobile. Run down. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of trash back here, too. Jeez, when does garbage pickup happen in this place? Why, this looks to be my car. I thought the same thing. Come to think of it, I've never seen anyone else with such a funny-shaped car. Rude! Funny-shaped? I'll have you know, this is a classic. Judging by all the dust and dirt on it, it must be. I guess no one took care of the poor car the whole time it was parked out here. Yes. It does appear to have been left exposed to the elements for quite some time. Why don't we see if the car still runs? If it does, we won't need to depend on the subway anymore. That's an excellent suggestion, Luke. What's the matter, Professor? Someone's installed a peculiar lock on the door. Who could have done such a thing? Yep, puzzle. The secret number. Great, more numbers. You've been given 2 keys to the Leighton Mobile, but there's no keyhole in which to insert them. Instead, the door is opened by entering a secret number. The secret number is hidden somewhere in the keys. What is it? Somewhere in the keys, huh? Something tells me I need to join these keys somehow. Somehow. Is that it? Come on. I want to move it, not turn it. $47. I got big old
I've got
brain.
a good feeling about this one. Well, that's settled.
Good eye. The secret number is 47. The numbers appear when you hold the teeth of the keys together, which is very clever. That would actually be a neat way to input a code. Hide it within the teeth of keys. There we are. It's finally open. All right, start her up, Professor. I don't think it's gonna go. I think it's the starter.
What's this? The engine won't start.
Maybe it's the solenoid switch.
Well, it has been 10 years since we last saw the Leighton Mobile, Professor. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a broken part or two. Oh, look, Professor. There's something on the passenger seat.
Another letter.
Professor, I hope that by this point you're convinced that this is the London of the future. Now that we are on the same page, I'd like to explain to you the secret that's plaguing London. However, I think it would be best to discuss this issue in person. Meet me at the Gilded Seven Casino on Flatstone Street. I'll be waiting for you there.
Oh yeah, we're going gambling.
Well, what do you say, Luke? Are you ready to meet your future self?
Put it all in black.
Honestly, I don't know. This whole situation has me feeling very strange.
That's quite understandable.
You guys don't know butterfly effects, do you? Save for progress? Sure. Since you asked nicely. Chapter 2, A Boy Named Luke. Are you getting accustomed to moving around and investigating the City of London? Here's some advice to keep your investigation running smoothly. Some puzzles will disappear from their original locations in town as the story progresses. But there's no need to worry. Most of the unsolved puzzles are sent along to a single spot for you to play at your leisure. This is often track down puzzles you passed up and work toward completing every puzzle in the game. Also remember that some puzzles do not disappear from their original locations. These puzzles can be solved at any time by returning to the location where you first found them. Thank you, Granny Riddleton. We all know that. This isn't my first rodeo. Alright, so I guess we're going back to the hotel? Luke, if we're here to visit the casino, we need to take the railway back to Flatstone Street. Okay, Professor. Alright, we're going to Flatstone Street. Let's go. Lose all my money in gambling. Here we are, back at Flatstone Street. Yes, but I don't see anything here that looks like a casino. I think our best bet is to ask a local. Oh look, there's someone we can ask. Wait here, Professor. Kid, why would you talk to the mob?
Kid, you got exactly 5 seconds to stop eyeballing me. 1, 2...
I'm very sorry, sir. I doubt that didn't go so well. Let's ask someone else, Professor. I can't even look at the man without him snapping at me. And all this time, I thought you had a talent for communicating with wild animals. I hope the mob didn't hear that. Come on, Professor. It's no fair teasing me now. That guy was scary. Now, don't look so sour. I was just trying to brighten your spirits with a joke. Why don't we find someone else to help us? Wow, look at the big old nose on this lady. Big nose, super skinny arms.
The breeze blowing through town today sure is nice.
I couldn't agree more.
It's the perfect day to find a nice grassy spot near the Thames, or to go for a walk. And speaking of walks, my husband and I came up with this great puzzle when we were out for a stroll.
Oh no, I'm about to sneeze. Take cover. Checkerboard bridge. Ooh, the bridge below has been painted in a black and white checkerboard pattern. Starting at the bottom left arrow, you need to fit across the bridge and finish at the upper right arrow. You can move one square at a time, either up, down, left, or right. You can't move diagonally. Now here's the tricky part. How many different routes across are there that touch exactly 4 black squares and 3 white squares? Oh, I think Thames is pronounced Thames. Alright, sorry, I will call it the Thames. How many different routes across are there that touch exactly 4 black squares and 3 white ones? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 4 black, 3 white. So no matter what, once you start here, it has to be 3 and 3. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay, that's 1. So let's map this out. So going this way is 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's another one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's another one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's another one. No. Wait. What do you mean no? What am I doing wrong? Because I'm saying you have to start here, so the 4 black squares becomes 3 squares. So it has to be 3 and 3. Oh, sorry. Yeah. It says 4 black squares and 3 white squares. So because we're starting here... Okay, so let me start over. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Going this way. There's another. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This way makes 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That makes 4. That makes 5. That makes 6. This makes 7. That makes 8. That makes 9. Also, remember you can go down. Why would I want to move down, though? Ten. So far, I have a count of 10. I have to make the most direct routes. I can't keep low because it would overextend the 3-3 I'm going for. Go up, right, down, up, up. Wait. 1, 2, 1, 2. No, because I would already hit the 3-3 and I would be shy 2 more spaces. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That makes 11. Exactly 4 black squares and 3 white squares. It has to be exact. Yeah, I can't go this way. I'll be too far. I'm not seeing anymore. Oh crap, did I? I don't think so, actually. You know what? I think there's 12.
That should do the trick.
I am very much wrong.
Well, if at first you don't succeed.
Count the roots again. Alright, let's get rid of this gobbled up mess. How can I make this clean? I don't think I can. You think it's 15? You know what? While you do that check, I'm going to do this check, because I can't do the memo and keep this, like, clean. Good news, Jet. You are absolutely 100% correct.
Let's see if I've got this right. Well, that's settled.
I missed 3 of them. Precisely. There are 15 different routes. More than you'd think, huh? Oh, I should have done it that way.
Say, you've got some smarts. Nice work there. I used to love walking with my hubby. Back then, he'd come home for dinner every night.
Used to?
Sadly, those carefree walks ended. We moved here for his new job. They must be working him like a dog, because he hardly ever comes home.
Alright, so you don't give me any info. Alright, nervous boy. Do you have any news of the casino?
What? What do you want from me? Don't hurt me, please. I'm begging you.
I don't understand. Why are you so scared of me, sir?
You? No, it's your friend there with the big hat. It's like you're right at me.
Please calm down. I mean you no harm. You must have been confused with someone else. The only thing I want to know is the location of the Gilded 7 Casino. It's around here, is it not?
The casino? Oh, I get it. You guys are testing me. You want to see if Hazel's gonna spill the beans. And if I do, you're gonna send me on a one-way vacation to nowhere.
What are you talking about?
Somebody help me!
Man, he is so spazzy! And there he goes again. Poor fellow. It sounds like he's had a bad run-in with someone who looks like me. He's not the first person to react strangely to your hat. Yes, it seems my doppelganger has quite a fearsome reputation. Then maybe it makes sense to take your hat off for the time being. You know, to avoid confusion. Nonsense, Luke. A gentleman can't very well walk around with his head bare, now can he? I guess not. Well, what's our next move? That girl Becky from the hotel has been quite helpful, so why we don't go ask her for directions? I mean, the family are wearing black coats and hats, and so is Leighton. Yeah, but Leighton has a more darker attire, and his hat has that orangish little band around the brim. Talk with Becky. You're looking for the Gilded 7 Casino? Yes, we're supposed to meet someone there. Well, before you go, I think you ought to know that establishment is a family hangout. His hat is taller, too, making it more imposing. We appreciate your concern, Becky, but we really do need to go there. I understand. Oh, whew. Granny's asleep again. I don't think she'd be too keen on me directing you to, you know, a hotbed of criminal activity. Oh, we don't need to worry about our safety, do we? Not that I'm scared or anything. Good. Bravery is an admirable, if not particularly helpful, character trait. Anyway, you know where Flatstone Station is, right? Just head straight north from the plaza in front of the station. You'll see the casino eventually. Aha! I had a feeling it was there somewhere around there. You did? What tipped you off? When we passed by the station last, one of the family's goons was posted outside the path north. I thought there was something fishy about it, but I couldn't get past him to see what was up there. Well, that probably won't be a problem for you this time. Those goons move around from post to post pretty often. Good to know. Yeah, those goons aren't the brightest bunch. Anyway, go check for yourself. I'll bet you anything the path is open now. Uh-oh. Becky, these are all guests. I'm sure they have better things to do than listen to you blather at them. No need to worry there, Margaret. Becky here was just giving us directions to our next destination. Oh, is that so? Well, as long as she's being helpful, I don't have to break out the cane. Crack, crack. Violence is not fun, people. Whoa, whoa, no. Who are you? Look at that bird in the sky over there, Professor. What beautiful plumage. That's no common bird, Luke. That's a parrot. How do you suppose it got here? Let's ask him. Hey, Mr. Parrot. Where did you come from? Ho ho! I think you may have been a bit too eager there, boy. You scared him off. Aw, I was just trying to be friendly. Birds are very timid creatures, Luke, even if you can't talk to animals. Look, the fellow who was standing guard here is gone. It seems Becky's guess was right on the money. Let's keep moving north, as I plan to spend all our money. Cutscene.
Huh? Yeah. Oh.
Professor?
He's twitching.
Oh, it's just beautiful, Herschel.
Oh, do you really like it?
I don't just like it. I love it. Thank you so much.
Picking out the right gift can be quite the puzzle.
Lucky for me, every puzzle
Oh, I like his
has
bowler
an
hat.
answer.
The
Isn't
bowler
that what
hat
you
should
always
not
say?
work on his face.
Yes, well. I've been thinking,
Go on.
if I were to get the teaching job, then we... Well,
I'm listening, Herschel.
oh, I'll tell you later.
Come on now.
Aw, it's getting
Tell
bashful.
me more about these plans of yours.
No, it was nothing. Now let's eat before our food gets cold.
Hey, no fair changing the subject.
What are you talking about? I did nothing of the sort.
You most certainly did.
Professor? Professor! Is something the matter? You look dazed. I'm fine, Luke. My eyes seem to be playing tricks on me. Does this have something to do with that lady who just walked by? It's probably nothing. She just reminded me of someone I knew a long time ago. Ooh, who's this fancy fellow? And just where do you two think you're going? I never got to ask her to marry him. We're on our way to meet someone at the Gilded Seven Casino. I see. Going to the casino to meet up with someone. Yes, that's not suspicious at all.
Psst, Professor. I think this guy's trying to intimidate us.
Quit with all the whispering, boy. I'm right here, you know. Oops. Sorry? Excellent. Since you've owned up to your rudeness, all is forgiven. That's a good boy. With all due respect, sir, would you please let us pass? The hour grows late. But of course, my good man. That is, I will as soon as you solve your way through this puzzle of mine. Upon reflection. All three shapes here were created by rotating and shifting the same capital letter in front of a mirror. So what letter is it? Alright. The number 2 diagram. I could see the cutoff of where the mirror does its reflection. Sort of. What letter is it? Does it have to be a capital letter or a lowercase letter? And there isn't too many letters that have this big old dip here. Oh, it says capital. Oh, same capital letter. Alright. And Jet thinks she's got it. I'm going to say... Oh, I'm not sure what I'm going to say. I was going to say P, but there's like something sticking out here, so I don't think that's P. What's your guess, Jet? You think you have an answer too? Hey, tell me your answers. Because, I kind of got nothing. I'm thinking like R or P or a D or a B. I'm thinking P. I was also going to say P. Maybe it is P.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
It is P. I should have gone with my gut.
Well, that's settled.
Nice job. The answer is P. Can you believe that one letter can make such different shapes? Oh, and this is how it was angled to do all the shapes. Why, though, is 1 and 3 at such really close angles but gives way different results? Well done. You've proven yourself to me. So I'll provide you with a valuable yet cryptic warning. Danger lurks about that hat of yours. You'd best watch yourself around here. Why is everyone so fixated on my hat? Do you know someone else with a hat like mine? If I told you, it would kill all the suspense, wouldn't it? I'll leave that little mystery for you. Ooh, we got a Coco sticker. Coin? Let's see. Another coin? At least it's up front. Yeah, it wasn't exactly cryptic. Ooh, fancy schmancy casino. Wow, now that's a casino. I think it's safe to say we found the Gilded Seven. I can't wait to see what it looks like up close. As soon as I poke and prod... wait a minute. Hey! Professor, look here. I think I've stumbled upon a hidden puzzle. Mr. 820. One of the 5 people shown below has a very unique nickname. Mr. 820. Pretty weird, huh? Well, apparently everybody who sees this person and hears the nickname thinks it's just perfect. Well then, who is Mr. 820? I could see... Wait a minute. 820? Is it this one? No, because this one also has something that looks like an 8, a 2, and a 0. No, wait a minute. This guy's mustache. His face is like a clock. If you line up here and here, 8 and 4, which in clock time means 8:20. I think it's E.
This one's as good as solved.
Yes!
No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Very good. Person E is Mr. 820. As illustrated above, the position of this gentleman's mustache is the same as the hands on an analog clock at 8:20. The other people are certainly unique. The nickname couldn't apply to any of their clothes because they won't always be wearing the same thing. And women and children, of course, would never be called Mr. Oh, I didn't think of that. I was so focused on the time, I didn't think of the whole Mr. part. I could have eliminated some people that way. That puzzle was a piece of cake.
Good evening, sir. Can I please see your membership card?
What membership card?
The Gilded Seven Casino is a haven for society's finest ladies and gentlemen together. We check membership cards upon entrance to ensure that less savory types are kept out.
This is certainly the first I've heard of that policy. I don't suppose you'd be willing to make an exception for us.
Your hat shows you to be a man of impeccable character. Now we just need to test your intellect. If you could solve this puzzle, I'll let you in without a card this once.
This fellow seems awfully focused on your hat as well.
Naturally, is there any greater proof of one's gentlemanly nature than a fine top hat?
Considering that guy's hat was just a cone. A game of cards. This is a photograph of two gentlemen playing a game of cards. Everybody who sees this photograph points the same thing and says something like, "Someone has no idea what he's doing." Circle the part of the photograph these people are referring to. He has no idea what he's doing. Is this a mirror? If that's a mirror, then that's reflecting the cards. You know what? I'm gonna go for it.
Let's see if I've got this right.
No, it's not a mirror. Damn.
Well, if it
Don't be
first you don't
misled by
succeed.
unimportant details. Damn, and I thought it was a mirror because it was reflecting his cards. Alright, so it's not as simple as I thought it might have been. Points the same thing. It says it has no idea what he's doing. I'm looking at the guy's cards. I mean, he's holding them right. And it just says someone has no idea what he's doing. I think I need a hint with this one. Imagine yourself sitting at the table. Notice anything unusual? Sitting at the table. Okay. I position myself where the purple-haired person is. Interesting that one card is held at a different angle. This one? Yeah, because they're usually lined up like clean. This is kind of messy.
That should do the trick.
There you go. Jet, good eye.
Few things satisfy like
But
a
why?
puzzle solved.
Correct. The numbers are usually printed on the top left and bottom right corners of the playing cards. The gentleman wearing the orange hat is holding his cards in such a way that he can't see what 3 of his cards actually are. Oh, okay. I mean, that is true. But you would also memorize what cards you would have in your hand anyway. Expertly solved, sir. You've certainly earned the right to enjoy our exclusive facilities. Welcome to the Gilded Seven. Just look at these fountains and the floors. This place must have cost a fortune to build. I know you're excited, Luke, but do try to keep your voice down. You shouldn't even be here. Sorry, Professor. This place is just so impressive. I understand the feeling. It's also quite large. Finding your future self in here may prove a challenge.
Cutscene.
So you're...
He's the future me?
It's
And
good to
there
finally
goes
meet
space-time
you, Professor.
continuum.
Or rather, I suppose I should say it's nice to see you again. It's me, Luke Triton.
Do not
Hello.
shake hands. That is the worst thing you could do. Do not shake hands with your past self.
Hi, Professor. Oh, you're talking to him. This is going to take some getting used to.
I can't believe how small I used to be.
I'm not that small.
So tell me, why exactly did you go through such pains to bring us here?
I didn't notice that if they were spewing molten gold.
I'll be happy to tell you in just a moment. But before that, I'd just like to verify that I'm dealing with the real Professor Layton here.
Young Luke be thinking, wow, I get to be attractive.
Who else would I be?
Allow me to explain. In my London, it's rare to find someone who doesn't know the name Herschel Layton. In fact, many imposters have come forth recently claiming to be him.
Are you saying you think the Professor is a fraud?
Professor, if you think back on our adventures together, you may recall a man named Don Paolo. As you know, he was a master of disguise. How do I know the man before me now isn't Don Paolo in another of his costumes?
Now that's just rubbish, and you know it.
Is it now? He's tricked us before. Who's to say he couldn't do it again?
Very well, I'll play along. How do you propose I prove my identity?
I rip your face off.
It's quite simple, really. Professor, I challenge you to a battle of wits.
Oh yeah, he was Flora that one time. And he was also the police officer. What exactly do you have in mind? As a cautious man, I'm sure you have questions about my identity as well. So that we may prove our identities, I propose we demonstrate our respective intellects. I've prepared a puzzle that can only be solved by someone as insightful as the Professor. Should you find the solution, I'll give you a chance to present me with a similar challenge. If I am who I say I am, I should have no trouble solving whatever you throw my way, should I? Let's get started. Before us are 4 cards arranged according to a set of conditions. Here they are. First, a heart is next to a diamond. Second, a club is not next to a spade. Finally, a heart is directly to the right of a club. Using these 3 conditions, I challenge you to find the spade amongst these 4 cards. Find the spade. Am I picking a card, or am I organizing here? Heart is next to a diamond. Alright, memo time. Okay, that's rude. One of the cards is clipped. A club is not next to a spade. A heart is to the immediate right of a club. Alright, so heart is next to a diamond. You're right of a club. So club. Club is not next to a spade. Spade. Alright, so heart can't be there. Jed already got it. Dang, you quick. Let's try here. Heart is immediate right of a club. Diamond. Club is not next to a spade. I believe it's this. The spade is the first card. Heart is next to a diamond. Club is not next to a spade. And the heart is to the immediate right of a club. It's this one. Are you quite sure about your answer, Professor? I'd reconsider it if I were you. What? Oh, I messed up the order? The heart is to the right of the club. Oh, I got these mixed up. Heart. Not next to a spade. Heart is next to a diamond. Spade's here. Yes, placing the spade there results in the correct answer. Impressive, Professor. Oh, I had the general idea, though. Thank you. Now, if I may present you with a puzzle of my own design. Nothing would make me happier. Good. I enjoyed the idea behind your puzzle, so if you don't mind, I'd like to do something similar. Here are the conditions for my 4 cards. A club sits directly to the right of a heart. A diamond is the far left or right card and has a heart next to it. Finally, a club is also the far left or right card. Using these conditions, I challenge you to find the spade. Oh, why do I have to do it? You're giving the puzzle to frickin' future Luke. Oh, never mind. Okay, I don't have to do anything. You almost had me there, Professor. But as you know, this puzzle's flawed. It's unsolvable. Is that so? Yes, I tried several solutions, but none worked given the conditions you set forth. Oh, really? Tell me, did I ever state that the 4 cards on the table contained 1 card from each suit? So are you saying that there is no spade? Correct. Precisely. This was a trick question, but it makes a pertinent point. In the puzzle you issued me, you failed to specify that the 4 cards included 1 from each suit. When you leave in a loophole like that, it can make the puzzle unsolvable. This same omission can also open the door to alternate solutions. You intentionally presented me with a puzzle that, when examined closely, is actually incomplete. The real test was set out for me was seeing if I'd catch on, was it not?
It seems you're the genuine article, Professor.
I'm glad to see that I've finally convinced you.
To be honest, I was convinced from the beginning. But I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to pit myself against my mentor in a battle of wits.
I'm flattered, I suppose.
Out with it already. Why did you call us here?
I wish to take your place, small Luke. There are too many eyes on us here. There's a supply room in the back where we can talk. Follow me. Solved. The young man calling himself Luke Triton turns out to be an older Luke from 10 years in the future. He wrote to his mentor and friend to request help. Wow, this is a crappy supply room. Are there coins in here? That's all that matters. Where are the coins? 1. 2. I think I'm only getting 2 out of this, aren't I? Yep. Professor Layton, Luke, welcome to London of the future. Still not convinced. You met with Dr. Schrader, didn't you? What did you think after seeing him? I'm sure you noticed the toll that time has taken on the good doctor. Yes, that seemed to be the case. And what of fair London herself? You've walked around enough now to see how it's transformed. Deep breath, Luke. Deep breath. I am your future self. Can you imagine a 24-hour casino in the sleepy part of town 10 years ago? Everything's changed so much. What happened to the city? A genius appeared. An evil genius who turned the city on its ear. Oh, I know where this is going. Don Paolo took over the city, didn't he? Don Paolo? Oh no, I'm talking about a truly brilliant man. Someone the three of us all know quite well. Well, if it's not Don Paolo, then who is it? What do you think, Professor? I'm not sure. I thought you'd say that. Who is it? I've got to know. His name is Herschel Layton. That evil genius is you, Professor. What? I was afraid you'd say that. That can't possibly be right. I'm sad to say that there's no mistake here. They call him the Devil in the Top Hat, and he rules London from the shadows. Did Layton get spurned so hard he turned evil? I can't imagine Layton evil. He's too good. This is common knowledge to everyone in London. Scared people. The city of future London is under the control of an evil Layton, who's using the family to enforce his authority. The sight of the professor, who looks the same as his future self, is enough to spark fear in the townspeople. Tell me more, Luke. More? I don't know any more than this, Professor. No, I'm referring to the other Luke. Goodness, this is getting rather complicated, isn't it? Tell me, Luke, how did I rise to rule over all of London? Where to begin? Here, Professor. Surely you remember this? Of course! This is an article about the accident that happened just the other day. Yes, to you two. I suppose it was just the other day. However, here it's been a full 10 years since that fateful day. Whoa! It was a dark period for London. You see, the Prime Minister vanished, leaving Parliament in utter chaos. Yeah, everyone in Parliament is in a state of panic. In our time, I mean. Professor, you yourself witnessed the accident that changed London forever. The demonstration was a total failure. Yes, both the Prime Minister and that scientist. You mean Dr. Stagnan? Yes, that's right. Several people, including those two, disappeared in the blast. It seems likely the force of the explosion killed them. Didn't the paper say that a few of Dr. Stagnan's assistants vanished in the blast as well? That's the story in the papers. What would you say if I told you Stangun was still alive? She died in the accident, didn't she? I don't know. I'd say it's impossible. Well, then you'd be wrong. Dr. Stagnan escaped the blast, but he decided to go into hiding to avoid fallout from the experiment. Well, the man was responsible for the loss of our national leader. Desperate for a place to lay low, the doctor was given shelter from an unlikely person. You, Professor. Me? Why would I aid a man responsible for this pandemonium? My question exactly. In the months that followed the explosion, you slowly grew distant from me. Before long, you began fraternizing with key figures of the criminal underworld. The Professor? Never! Don't be so sure. Time has a way of changing people, Luke. It was clear that something about Stangun's research captivated you, Professor. You could stop talking about time travel. You seem possessed by the idea of changing the past. Changing the past? Dr. Stangun was very interested in continuing his research, but he needed financial backing to do it. So use your superior intellect to assume control of London's underworld. No way. Of course, there were those who tried to stop you, but no one was a match for your smarts. Before long, you were raking in the pounds from all sorts of dirty business. With all the funding he needed, it wasn't long before Stangun completed his work. Completed it, you say? That's right, he built the time machine in the Midland Road clock shop. Though I suppose completed is an odd choice of words, as the machine is far from complete. How so? It doesn't allow users to select their destination, nor where they will reappear in the flow of time. It simply opens a hole of sorts in between two areas of time. You mean a wormhole? Precisely, and by sheer chance. The machine opened a wormhole in the clock shop that spans the 10 years between our two times. This gives us the ability to move back and forth between your present and mine. So you use the wormhole to get the message to us and to bring us here. But one thing is bothering me. This wormhole is obviously very important to my future self. Surely the Leighton of this era must keep a close eye on the place. How'd you gain access to it? I'll get to that, but right now there's more pressing business I'd like to attend to. Go on then. Tell us why you called us here. Always one step ahead of me. You haven't lost your touch, Professor. I wish to enlist your help in stopping the future Herschel Leighton. You want me to stop myself? Ooh. Even as we speak, future Leighton is racing to complete a fully operational time machine. He's been ducking back into the past to gather every bright scientist working in time travel. But why bother going back through time to find scientists? There must be plenty here. Actually, many of the experts in the field were lost when Stangen's demonstration went awry. Therefore, Leighton had no choice but to travel back to before the blast in order to gather talent. The clock in the machine looks like the clock he gave the lady. I didn't even pay attention to that fact. I just saw it as a pocket watch. Things are bad already. But if Leighton manages to build a working time machine, there's no telling what could happen. Someone has to stop him from completing his scheme. The only person up to the challenge is me. That is what you were going to say, isn't it? Exactly. We have to fight fire with fire. No one else stands a chance against him. But how? I'm unfamiliar with my current surroundings, and I have no clue where to find the man. That's one obstacle we'll have to overcome together. Leighton's actions are surrounded in secrecy. But his base of operations is well known. We can start a search for him there. You mean this casino isn't the future professor's headquarters? No, this facility is just one of the many ways he makes money. His actual headquarters is in the heart of Chinatown. Let's visit the place and see if we can't learn something more. Just so you know, Luke, there's still quite a bit that I find dubious about this situation. Much is still unclear. The only way to get to the bottom of this is to meet the man claiming to be me. Somehow I figured my brief explanation wouldn't be enough to convince you, Professor. Don't forget me, I'm coming too. Of course you are. If I can't count on myself for help, who can I count on? Thinking about what you just said makes me feel kind of dizzy. Haha. Well, I hope we get used to it soon. I'm going to need your help getting to the bottom of all this. Oh yes, and there's one more interesting fact you should know about Professor. Yes? There's no record of a scientist matching Dr. Stagnan's name and description. The name's a fake. Really now? Whoever he was, he made an effort to hide his real identity from the people at the demonstration. Now that you mention it, few people at the demonstration seem to know the man. What would motivate Stangun to use a false name? Just what was he planning? Another interesting question we'll hopefully answer along the way. It doesn't make any sense. What are you thinking, Professor? We can talk more as we go. For now, we need to head back to Flatstone Street. That was a lot of exposition. And a lot of things getting added here. Strange letter. A grown-up Luke used a time machine to send the letter back 10 years in time. In the letter, this Luke requests the professor's help in rescuing future London from chaos. These shady characters are members of a gang called the Family that's led by the future Professor Leighton. Future Leighton? The future Herschel Leighton is a crime lord who terrorizes London with his gang of thugs. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Known and feared by Londoners as the Devil in the Top Hat. How could this model English gentleman have turned into such a monster? And who is Dr. Stangun? Dr. Stangun is a scientist who unveiled the time machine, but no records exist of a scientist by that name. He must be using an alias, so he hid his real identity. So, who is he? Can we leave now? Come along, you two. We need to make our way back to Flatstone Street. I take that as a yes. Oh, I'm in control. Hey! Oh, I thought maybe there'd be like a coin, like 1, 2, 3. 2. Come on, is there a third one somewhere? Yeah, I guess not. Let's get here.
Oh, there you are, boss!
Bostro.
Oh,
Oh, what an ugly mug!
Oi! What are you doing wearing the boss's getup? This your idea of a joke?
But if future Luke was able to deliver a letter to the past and later bring past Leighton to the future at the right time, doesn't that mean the machine is functioning as if it were complete? Or does a wormhole continue to exist in the same spot after being set up? I'm not good with sci-fi. I'm just gonna say hole A, hole B, big long tube.
no, not at all.
Come to think of it, I don't think I've seen any of you round here before.
I ain't thinking I like your type.
Yes, well, we don't often get a chance to visit this fine establishment of yours.
Dunno about that, but I'm gonna need you to come with me for some questioning. This way, you three.
Professor, run away while you can!
Oof.
Oh no!
Quickly, you two, this way.
Glad he didn't hit young Luke. The damage from that could have transferred to the older Luke.
Don't let him escape! Yeah! Don't let him escape!
And here are the Tommy guns. And surprisingly, all those Tommy guns didn't hit a single person.
We're surrounded, Professor!
Calm yourself, Luke. I have a plan.
Wait! Where are you going?
Do you see a way out of this?
I do, but I'll need your help.
They have the Imperial Soldier's luck. Slot machine gun. That sounds badass. Build a machine gun from the parts of this disassembled slot machine and help future Luke and Leighton fight back. Rotate the parts and fit them into the checkerboard shape below. You must use all of the pieces without any of them overlapping. Now hurry! Yes, build a gun from a slot machine. Okay, I can already tell this part has to go here. That was the easy part. Now for the rest. Not there. Here? No, not there either. Alright, let me move you. I don't even care what the parts actually are. I just need to try and fit this sucker. Remember to consider the function of the parts. Okay. I mean, this is a lever, so I'm gonna say that's probably how he's gonna shoot the quote-unquote bullets? Fudge. Chip bullets, and you already seem to have a barrel for the gun in place. Yeah, because it's the only one that's this long. So that was kind of the gimme part. Okay, that's like a stand? Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Fudge! Oh, wait, no. I think I got it. Yes!
I've got a good feeling about this one. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Jackpot! Let the counter-strike begin! Shoot him with tokens! They aren't even reacting! And that guy looks like he's just lagging out!
We can't win this fight! Come back, boys! Come back!
You have an army of goons using actual Tommy guns against
I'd say
one person
that was a close one.
with a slot
We
machine
gave
gun.
them a taste of their own medicine.
Funny, I don't remember you helping.
Look, you're me, so that means I get some credit for assisting.
Oh, is that so?
That's very interesting logic.
Oh, we got a new course for the toy car. Big score. I do like those puzzles where you have to attach stuff, though. Like that camera puzzle from the last game. Chapter 3. The Enigmatic Future. So, Mr. Triton, where are we headed? Luke, please call me anything but Mr. Triton. It's really strange being called that by myself. It's pretty awkward for me too, but what else am I supposed to call you? I don't see why you both can't be called Luke. Sure, the next to distinguish you two apart arise. You can be Big Luke, and you Little Luke. I'm not too keen on Little Luke, but it leads to all this confusion. Whatever you say goes, Professor. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance again, Little Luke. Oh no, the pleasure is all mine, Big Luke. Now, where were we? Oh yes, there's something that I need to check up on. Professor, on your way to the casino, did you pass a restaurant in the shopping arcade? The one near the southern exit to the arcade? That's the one. We'll head there first. A friend of mine is waiting for us there. Okay, I know the restaurant in question because they said they weren't open yet. Who are you? Layton. Luke, your blatant attempt to gain unearned credit reminds me of a puzzle.
Ugh, why are you sneaking up on me like that? You almost gave me a heart attack.
So sorry, sir. I didn't think a simple hello would scare you so much.
I was lost in thought and didn't see you there. Anyway, I have things to go take care of. Goodbye.
How odd. What's odd, Professor? Take a look at the ground, Luke. Luke Kuhn and Luke San, maybe. I don't know. That's actually a good question. That man left wet footprints, even though it hasn't rained since we got here. So why were his shoes wet? I haven't the foggiest. Okay, we're going to a restaurante. Just a little farther, Luke. We're almost to the arcade now. I know, we walked through here earlier. Oh, right, of course you did. You mentioned that before, didn't you? Yeah. Hey, you know, there's something I've been wondering about. What's on your mind? Well, a time machine able to take people to any point in time could really change the world. Not just that, it can improve people's lives. Yes, it certainly has the potential to do that. So, even though the machine could do so much for people, we want to stop it from being made. Think about this scenario. Imagine there's this bully who's always giving you trouble. Go on. Now let's say you had that time machine we've been talking about. Would you travel back in time to when that bully was a bratty 5-year-old and wail on him? Of course not, that'd be cruel. Of course you wouldn't, because you've got a good heart. But imagine the damage someone less kind could do with a machine like that. I guess I never thought of it that way. We've got to stop that machine from being built. Ooh, you're new. Oh, no, wait, you're Betty? Belle.
Oh, there you are, Floaterkins. How I've missed the sound of your sweet voice.
Belle, I'm begging you to listen. My name's Luke, with an L.
Oh, what's in my name, anyhow? All that matters is the love we share, Fluky Boo. Don't you feel lucky to have met your soulmate so early in your young life? 'Cause you should.
Listen, Belle, I think maybe you've got
big dreams for our future. You bet I do. Now, if only I could get this plan for a house right.
our dream house. Yuck. The empty lot below is lined with wooden stakes forming a grid of squares. Your job is to stretch ropes between the stakes so that a 4-person family that's planning to build a house here can have 4 identically shaped rooms. You must complete the puzzle using the entire lot and 5 ropes or less. A rope that traverses multiple stakes in a straight line counts as 1 rope if you draw it with a single stroke. Oh boy. Now, the cutaway here is that these two are not pointed. It definitely is not that, though. There's got to be something specific to do with these points. Identically shaped rooms. So, not focusing on shape, we should probably count an equal amount of pegs? Hey, glad to see you streaming again. Thanks, Disparity. Yep, I'm starting streaming back again today. I wonder. Yeah, that might work. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I used the wrong peg. This one? I'm pretty sure if I were to flip this to this, it would be the same. So then, what if I did this? Would this work? I'm kind of feeling this one. Because this can flip over to this, and this can flip over with this. Oh, those aren't identical shapes. Oh, 4 identically shaped rooms. Urgh. Let me see something here. If I did this, and this, they wouldn't be identical because we have to deal with these 2 portions here. So then I need to do this maybe instead. Unfortunately, this way isn't helping me see. The lot is shaped like a square with 2 of the corners cut off. Keep this in mind as you think about what shapes you can make 4 versions of. I know that already. 4 rooms of the same shape will solve this puzzle. However, they don't all have to be the same size. Did you perhaps make 4 trapezoids and wonder why you failed? Remember to truly be considered the same shape. The proportions of all the rooms need to be equivalent. So, identical shaped rooms, not all the same size. Now what if, follow me here, I turned this a little. What about this? Not identically shaped. Still not the same shape. I know. So each shape then is going to require these weird points to make any sense. The solution involves 2 large rooms of the same size and 2 small rooms of the same size. They're all equal shapes in terms of proportions. Can you picture what a diamond gemstone looks like from the side after it's been cut? The 4 rooms are all that same shape. If that's still confusing, count 2 stakes left from the top right corner and stretch a rope 2 stakes down from there. Then count 2 stakes down from the top right corner and stretch a rope 2 stakes left from there. See the shape you made? That's it. 2 stakes from the left from the top right corner. Wait. 2 stakes left from the top right corner. Stretch rope 2 stakes down. Like that? Then count 2 stakes down from the top right corner. kind of see? I feel like this is very wrong. Very much wrong. But I see the shape they're going for here. They want it to be like sort of diamond shaped. Actually, you know, that's a good point. Count 2 stakes left from the top right corner. One, two. There. One, two. Okay. And they want 2 small rooms and 2 big. Wait a minute. Is it this? They're the same shape. And they're different proportionally sized. 2 small rooms, 2 big rooms.
Here's my answer.
4 hit coins for this
I knew
puzzle.
it.
Holy crap. Nice job. Yep, they're all the same shape. Did it take you long to realize that the rooms didn't need to all be the same size? Shut up.
Oh, how wonderful. That's a wonderful home you designed for us, Fluke. I'm so happy right now. Now give your sweetheart a big squishy kiss. Stop making that kissy face at me. Oh, Fluke, there's that shyness again. Every time you get embarrassed like that.
I just melt.
Ugh.
And we got a thing for the car. Oh, it's newspaper guy again.
How have you two been? Where's there's a shootout at Gilded Seven Casino?
Whoa, that made it to the papers already?
Seems some cuckoos went in there and tried to run off with the day's profits. When the casino security staff caught them red-handed, the place turned into the Wild West.
What? But that's not how it happened at all.
Oh, now, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the paper says.
Well, the paper's wrong.
Oh, yeah? I know you're not the one who's wrong.
Why would the paper print lies?
I hate to say it, but I think the family controls the media here. The papers print what they're told to.
Look, there's the restaurant. Is this the place you had in mind, Big Luke? Yes, this is the one. Let's head in. After I talk to the goon. Whoa, you look terrible. What's wrong?
Oh, hey, kid. Yeah, I'm kind of messed right now. Bostro came by and really stuck it to me. Ugh.
That's awful.
Yeah, you're telling me. He kept carrying on about some brat who got into the casino. That brat wouldn't happen to be you, would it?
Me? No way. I wouldn't dream of going to an awful place like that.
Oh, good. I was afraid I was going to have to teach you a lesson for doing something so knuckleheaded. Because I'm really in no shape for any teaching right now. Guess I just don't get Bostro. He flies off the handle for no reason at all.
Look, do you see the man in black over there? Does he seem familiar to you? Yeah, he's the one who brought us that letter from you. Oh, the mailman. Sorry to keep you waiting, Shipley.
Not at all. I just got here a moment ago myself.
Though you've all met before, I don't think you've ever had a proper introduction. Shoot! I need something to drink. 1 sec. Also, thank you so much for the hydrate. I'm getting low on seltzer. I gotta get more. This is my good friend Shipley. Shipley has played a vital role in the effort to bring you and little Luke to our time. Man in black. Don't neutralize me. Hey, negative. Pleased to meet you, Shipley.
Likewise, Professor. I'm sorry I had to be brief with you when we last met. Luke here told me I shouldn't share any details until he had a chance to speak to you himself.
Don't give it another thought. Luke needed to test us before sharing the details of his plan. Shipley, did you manage some reconnaissance work in Chinatown as I asked?
I did indeed, Luke. That filthy scumbag Layton. Apologies, Professor. That would be the evil Layton I'm referring to.
The Professor is appraised of the situation to continue.
Right. You know the towering pagoda located in Chinatown? Apparently evil Layton is holding those scientists captive there. It seems he has them working on something day and night.
So the scientists are in the tower itself. This is going to make things very difficult.
I also heard there's another peculiar rumor whilst about town.
Yes?
Word has it that the Prime Minister who disappeared 10 years ago is being held up there too.
What?
Bill Hawks.
He done exploded. He went missing the day of the accident. He's been missing for 10 years. Do you suppose Evil Layton might have abducted the Prime Minister in addition to all those scientists? We won't know until we check the facts for ourselves. Big Luke, you seemed apprehensive at the mention of the Towering Pagoda. What is this place? The Towering Pagoda is the family's stronghold, and it sits by a sea of warehouses in Chinatown. To complicate matters, the whole of Chinatown is controlled almost exclusively by the family. That means even getting within walking distance won't be easy. Be that as it may, we need to head to the source of this madness if we are to uncover the truth. Can you guide us safely to the tower? Infiltrating a place like that is going to take a bit of preparation. Why don't I split off for a bit and see if I can secure a safe route to the tower for us? Go on and sit out for Chinatown without me. Shipley can tell you how to get that far, alright? Very well. Good. Now you need to get moving. Be careful out there. Whoa, he sure took off in a hurry. Shipley, we need to get to Chinatown. What's the best way there?
Let's see. I'd say your best bet is to head back north of Flatstone Street. As you make your way toward the casino, there's a small set of stairs that go off to the right. Did you see them before?
Ah, yes, now that you mention it, I do recall passing by an area that fits that description.
Good. Head up those stairs and follow the narrow path at the top until you hit a riverbank. From there, just follow the path you're on and it'll take you straight into Chinatown.
You're not coming with us, Shipley?
I wish I could, but I've got to stay here and wait for word from your older self.
Very well. Thank you for your assistance, Shipley. Come, Luke. We mustn't dilly-dally here.
Take care of yourself out there. If you're in any trouble, you can always find me here. Just chugging grape juice.
You have any more puzzles, maybe?
You're not going to have a bite before you leave. Now that's a real shame, lad. Not to twist the knife in, but you're missing out on some extremely fine Yorkshire pudding.
Believe me, if I could stay, I would. Next time I'm here, I'm ordering for two. I don't think I've ever had Yorkshire pudding before. I'm kind of basic when it comes to things like that. Did I see you before?
The weather sure is nice today, don't you think?
Sure, it's not bad, I guess.
On days like this, I always bake cookies. Thing is, I haven't been able to enjoy any of them because of this problem I'm having. Would you mind helping me with my conundrum? I'll give you some cookies for your trouble.
free cookies? Well, who am I to refuse someone in need? Get them wrong and I'm spitting on your cookies.
Oh, it's the basic looking cookies? Ah, come on, give me some freaking good stuff. There are 15 cookies to share amongst a large group. The first person eats one cookie, then passes 2 equal portions of the leftover cookies to 2 other people. They both eat a cookie, then each pass 2 equal portions of the remaining cookies to 2 other people, and so on until all of the cookies are gone. It takes 1 minute to eat a cookie, ignoring the time it takes to pass them. What's the shortest amount of time it could take for all of the cookies to be eaten? Oh, my head. That's too much information. That's a massive information dump.
Ugh. Okay.
There are 15 cookies to share amongst a large group. And apparently there is 6 people. The first person eats one cookie, then passes it along. Alright, so 15. We'll do 15 here. Minus 1 from this person. 2 equal portions of the leftover cookies to 2 other people. Jet, oh my gosh, you're amazing! Oh my crap! It becomes 14, which then splits into 2 to give to the 2 people. So the 2 people here, and here, would get 7. They both eat a cookie, which means they would then have minus 1 cookie each. They would have 6 cookies and 6 cookies, which then goes to them to give to these 2, which they will get 6 cookies and 6 cookies. It takes 1 minute to eat a cookie. Needs to be eaten. 6. Okay, they eat a cookie each. So minus 1, they have a total of 5 each, which then goes to 2 people. Puzzle never says how many there are. Okay, that's true. I'm only going by what the picture shows, so maybe there's more people, maybe there's less people. So I'm taking the picture way too literally. So, let's see. 15 minus 1 for the first person comes 14. This means we get 1 minute. 1 minute. 14 gets split into 2 to give to the 2 groups of people, which becomes 7 and 7. Those 2 eat a cookie. They each have 6 cookies left. This means because these 2 people each had a cookie each, is also 1 minute because they don't have to take the time to wait for the person to finish, and 1 minute passes, they both eat a cookie. So, that's another minute. The 6 and 6 batch get passed to the next 2 people. This becomes... Okay, yeah, it goes here. So 6 and 6. Minus a cookie each, because they're going to eat 1. Becomes 5 and 5. Oh, no, wait. What am I doing? Because they're splitting the portion. So 6 and 6 would become 3 and 3. For the next 2 people. Then each one of them eats a cookie. Which makes another minute. So we got 3 minutes right now. Which becomes 2 and 2. Split in half again. For the next people, it becomes 1 and 1. And then they eat the last cookie each, which then it becomes a total of 4 minutes. I think this is it. So, let me just go back. 15 minus 1 is 14. And then it's split, becomes 7 and 7. They two eat a cookie, becomes 6 and 6. A minute passes for them to eat the cookie. It gets split, it turns into 3 and 3. 4 minutes is what you got as well. Okay. The next two people eat a cookie, becomes 2 and 2. Splits. Becomes 1 and 1. Last people eats a cookie each. No more cookies. The answer's I think it's 4. 4.
How about this?
Woo! Yay! Correct. The cookies will be gone in 4 minutes. The diagram above shows you how you can solve the puzzle. Shows how you can visualize the puzzle to help you solve it. This seems like the kind of thing that might be useful in real life, but it's not a situation that arises very often, is it? So yeah, the 15 gets split into 2 with 7, then the minus 1, and then it gets split into 3. Oh, they're going with the whole 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 kind of deal. Oh, well, no, that's actually correct. Okay, fine, whatever. It still came to 4.
Cookies always taste so much better when you share them with somebody, don't you think? Oh, crunch, crunch, completely. Glad you think so too.
You got a raincoat sticker. 15 becomes 14. Each 7 becomes 6. Each 3 becomes 2. And then this one becomes... Yeah, that's pretty much what I wrote. But there's a whole bunch of, like, ones. I just want to see if anyone's got, like, a little random puzzle around. And I'm gonna say no. Okay, so, with that, I'm going to save, and I believe I'm going to end things here. Yeah, you just left out the drawing of the redundant branches. Yeah, the branches like that were completely unnecessary. I actually made it kind of shorter. So yeah, with that, I believe I am done for the night. Everyone who came and are watching in the future, thank you so much for coming by and watching and enjoying yourselves. I know it was sucky that I was not around for 2 weeks, but life happened really, really hard. So, with that, let's go raid someone. Who is online? Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot she was doing this today. She is making, ranch gushers. So, let's go raid Gloop Queen and see what kind of concoction she's making. And how it turns out. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah. Yep, ranch gushers. I did not stutter. It's exactly what you think it is. Alright, so, until next time, everybody, have a great day, and have a great night, and I will see you all in the next stream.